Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. And we are back with Tiffany talking about sex education for adults. And this is something that just came to my mind. I said, you know what? We are learning so many things in our life, but we don't actually think that sex topics have to be also discovered and learned, and we have to master them in order to be better in the bed and be better with each other with the intimacy. And obviously Tiffany is experienced in the delivering the knowledge. Can you please just share why is this sex education is important?
Sex and intimacy is one of the key components of our lives. It's one of our basic needs. And it's one of the only things we don't really learn about. We don't learn it in school. We don't have anybody to teach us these things. We don't want to talk about it. So, where do you really learn about it? We learn about, if you're looking at porn and learning from it, that's not real life. That's not how it works. Those are actors, and it's very male centric. It's not focused on female pleasure. And there are books out there are magazine articles, things like that, but those can be very cumbersome in learning. And so having someone to just teach you, we hire coaches and trainers for everything else, whether it's how to eat, going to the gym, getting in shape, your mind, your business, but we forget those really important things like communication and intimacy.
I love it. It's very well said. And it's so true because nowadays all you have to just like really get curious and say, this is something I want to learn. This is something I want to master, because sex also, sex education also relates so much to our health in general, right? Can you just expand why is it healthy to know about sex and how to actually do everything in the bed?
Well, first of all, the number one reason for divorce in the United States is sexual incompatibility. And that's because people aren't getting the sex that they desire. So many women come to me and say that they're bored in bed and that they don't know how to change that they don't know how to ask for something different or to share what they really desire. And with the orgasm gap being so large between how much men orgasm during intercourse and women, it's really not a shock that women are dissatisfied in the bedroom. And so learning these skills can help you save your marriage, have a healthier relationship. Plus, orgasms themselves are a health benefit. 3 or more a week cut down on heart disease by 50%. They help your sleep patterns. They help with insomnia, your mood, helps. Men are supposed to have 21 orgasms, reduce prostate cancer, things like that, that are just basic health and wellness for your body.
Wow, this is beautiful. I mean, I'm learning too. It's not only the listeners, and especially like you said, that majority of women are not satisfied. I'm sure the guys that are watching are gonna be like jaw dropping, like news, because it's so true. And I think, what is it derived from? Is it because they lack the communication with their partners, or it just the partners are not willing to actually do something about it?
I think it starts with communication. People always ask me what I do as a sex coach, and most of what I teach is communication and asking for what you want. And but knowing that first, it's really hard to ask for what you want if you don't even know what that means. And so learning about your body and being able to express what you need, what you want, what you desire. And I for some reason we just think that it should be innately something that we know sex, but it's not something we innately know. We have to learn it, and we have to learn what's good. Yes, we know the motion of, PIV, but when you really get into that, that's not what really gets women going. Arousal
Right.
starts in the brain for women. And so a couple minutes of foreplay isn't going to do it. Most women need 24 minutes of foreplay. So
I can
that's
relate.
a lot of minds right there.
Yes, yes, I can totally relate to that. And it's so true. So, yes, I was thinking about communication must be, the barrier because a lot of women don't know how to say, right? Not to hurt their partner. But I think it's so essential, right? And it's interesting. Like communication is like a pillar for anything in life, right? With the sex, with business, with the partnership, with everything. We have to actually be able to convey our messages in very open way. And obviously we learn how to use the proper words not to hurt somebody, right? But I think it's very essential and very necessary in our days and times to actually use the communication skills, including when we talk about the bad time together.
Yeah, I think it's best to, when you're talking about communication, to have those conversations outside of the bedroom so that you aren't hurting feelings. If you come from it as a way of saying, this turns me on, this, I would like this, instead of you need to do this. Those kinds of communications are really important. And then using, you know, bringing in like fantasy and saying, I was thought this would be really hot. Can we try it? And this really turns me on. Of course, your partner is going to want to turn you on and want to try things like that really get you going. And they want to know. Our partners want to know. We don't come with an instruction manual, and each one of us is a little bit different. And so, I really believe that our partners want to please us. They just don't know how, and don't know how to bring it up either.
This is so cool. I love it. Yeah, it's so true. So let's just give some help to the listeners who is watching, who is going to be watching maybe replay. What is the best way to start? Like where do the people start if they, let's say they've never been having any sex training before? They truly want to explore. They truly want to really have that pleasure and they don't know where to start. What would be a great start?
I have a series of sex education classes that are all kinds of topics, whether it's booty basics or learning about the G spot or the different kinds of orgasms that you can have, oral pleasure, and so that you're enjoying it too. We've got that link. It's the bit.ly/sex education classes. And they're really low entry courses to just learn some basic skills. It's me talking and with toys and demonstrating on a puppet so that you can really learn in the comfort of your own home. You're not in a group setting. It's an online course where you just go log in and watch it as many times as you want, and easy to digest and take in modules so that you can just learn a little bit more, learn the ins and outs of things that you may want to try. And maybe you watch it and you go, no, that's not for me. But something about it instead of just being always wondering or trying it and having an unsuccessful time because you don't know what you're doing.
Oh my God, this is beautiful. So how many modules are in there, or they're like increment, like they can purchase something
They can
initially
purchase
and
one, they can purchase 10. I'm filming them right now. So some of them are live and some of them will be coming soon. But, they range from about $30 to about $69. So they're really easy to just jump in and say, this is something I want to learn. I don't want to read a book about it that takes me 10 hours. Here's 1 hour of information that can get you some more information. I'd go over anatomy in most of the classes because that's something we don't really learn. It's not even a lot of times in medical books. I teach doctors pelvic floor classes all the time, and they say that they learn more than they did in medical school. So, don't be alarmed and don't feel bad that you don't know these things, because there's nowhere to learn it. If your doctors don't know it, then how are you supposed to know sexuality, about your body and where things are and how things work?
Wow, this is brilliant. This is beautiful. And I agree 100%. I better learn like from visual when somebody is explaining, somebody gives the examples rather than just reading the book. So I totally can relate to that. And it's interesting. Do they also have some kind of workbook or some kind of exercises for people to try to do?
Some of them do, and these are pretty short classes, so most of them don't come with a workbook, but I can always go into more detail. We can schedule private classes. I do private instructional classes. I do what's called bedroom coaching, which is bedside, and you can be in bed and with your partner, and I can instruct you, like, put this here, and do that as well. So there's all kinds of options for you. A book that I really like is called The Guide to Getting It On. There's several different versions. I think it's available on my website. If not, you can get it pretty much at any retailer. But it's a really good book just to learn about different things that you may not even know are out there.
Totally. It's like, like I said, it's, it's never the lack of resources. It's the lack of our awareness. Just because we do not know something, it doesn't mean it's not existing, right? It's all about just getting curious and wants to learn more, because it actually helps us in every area of our life. So what would you say, Tiffany, is this to watch together? This is more for women. How would you
It's for
suggest?
everybody. You can watch it by yourself. You can watch it with your partner, your multiple partners, whatever you want. But just take advantage of it, because I've taken my life's knowledge and put it into these courses and done all of the reading and research, both on the medical side and working with pelvic physical therapists and some of the most prominent sexual medicine doctors in the world, top OBGYNs, everything, and taken this information and all my personal experiences, all my readings, and for the past, 30 years, and put it into these classes. And then there's deeper, bigger classes that are 10, 12 weeks long as well, if you want to jump into more once you take these classes. But learn, there's 19 different kinds of orgasms that we can have. So learn those things and then get curious about all of them.
So true. So true. It's all about just, getting curious and stay educated. That's exactly what gives us a great result. Absolutely great information. And thanks so much, Tiffany, for joining this episode. And obviously more to come. And we would love if the listeners are gonna comment something or just suggest any topics that you want us to touch upon, because this is something, like Tiffany mentioned, and I know and everybody knows, this is not something that commonly spoken about, not widely spread. So we just want you to have some knowledge, to have some guidance, and obviously to live your life the fullest, including in your bedtime, right?
Yes, and if you're in Southern California, reach out to me. I'm teaching some live things, some live classes next week, and then I'm also doing some live webinars. So reach out to me and I can get you that information. One of our series with Dr. Carrie Dominic is actually called Adult Sex Education, and we'll be starting those classes next week. So they're really low entry as well, and you can jump in from anywhere in the world. So
That's
send
awesome.
me a message and I'll get you registered for those.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So reach out. The links are in this video section. And if you're going to be watching on YouTube, you also can find all the links. And keep yourself informed and happy. That's my message for today. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for joining, and see you all next week.
Yes, thank you.